Good morning, traders. Welcome to today's market review. This is Razak at CMTrading. Today is January 5th, 2023, and today is Thursday morning. So looking at the highlights of today, Microsoft tanks. While there's no major economic events scheduled for today, we are looking at the various markets, starting out with the Forex symbols, the US dollar bouncing back, specifically against the Japanese yen and the Canadian dollar. And looking at the indices, the Dow Jones and the NASDAQ continues to trade sideways. Looking at commodities, gold takes a step backwards while oil continues to slide. In terms of the stocks, they were mixed. Microsoft tanking, obviously, that was the major event. But some of the other stocks were on highs, like JP Morgan. So it's a mixed bag. Now, lastly, looking at cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin, well, there's nothing to say. It's unchanged day to day. So let's take a look at the markets and see what we can expect from today's trading. So here we go. We're taking a look at the Japanese yen. Beautiful trade opportunity yesterday, and it's as simple as just support. Look at that. We hit that support on 130. We did dip further to 129, and then we just went up. Okay, so we're at 132. That's a decent move on the upside for the Japanese yen. If we look at some, let's take a look at the Canadian dollar just a second. If we do that, let's take a look at it. Here we go. There we go. We bounced there also. Okay, 135. Not a big bounce, okay, but did get a bounce, a bit of a bounce, I just say, but nothing really major. Okay, the real major stuff is going to come next week if there's any, and NFP tomorrow if that's going to be a major thing. Now, looking at the Euro USD, also did come back a little bit here, as you can see, 106.12 after tanking to 105.45 just the previous day. So this has really, also just bouncing back on against the dollar, okay, while the other ones were getting weaker versus the dollar. This is actually getting stronger just a bit. Now, looking at commodities, gold retracing just a little bit from yesterday's high of 1864, 1849 right now, which is a 15-point move on the downside, and it's just taking a little bit of a breather, okay? And with that said, that's all I could say about it. I mean, it did have a nice run. Is it at resistance-ish area? It's getting close to it. There's still some more room on the upside for it. But does it seem like it's taking its course? To a certain degree, yes. Okay. And the volume needs to confirm that on the upside. And it's not doing that at this moment. So it could be that we're just going to trade sideways. It was a nice little upwards move that we've been trading in this very tight range for quite a while, and then finally capitulating and then moving to that level. Now, 1864, as you can see previously, was a resistance on a daily chart, but we have more up room to go, need be. Okay, so just keep that in mind as we're looking there. Crude oil did continue to slide, but this morning it is bouncing back just this morning from $72 up to $74. Decent move there. Okay, but you don't like to pick bottoms. It's just very choppy, and it's not really given to you right away. So just be aware of it. I mean, you can't just trade everything, right? You have to have some rhyme and reason. And there wasn't any rhyme and reason. Maybe 73.5 was a buy just because it's that bottom of the range, but it didn't sustain it really. So this was a hard trade, to tell you the truth. And looking at the U.S. markets, just really unchanged day to day. I mean, it's just becoming like Bitcoin, right? In a 200-point range, and just trading very in a consolidated state. Looking at the NASDAQ, also trading at 10,973. We're below 11,000, which is significant, but not that significant. I mean, we're just trading sideways. Now, looking at some of the stocks, Apple is on its lows, very, very weak. Not completely at 125, but close to it. If we look at JP Morgan, though, completely the other side, on its highs. If we look at Microsoft, look at that. Gap down and a sell-off to 229. That's a 10-point move. That's a big deal for Microsoft because it is a major corporation. So, we're getting a mixed bag. And next week, going into CPI and going to FOMC is going to be a real telltale sign as to which way we're going to go forward. Now, lastly, looking at Intel also getting stronger. Look at that gap up. And Intel was the one that was taking us down. Remember, just a little while ago, Intel was the one that went from $50 down to $25, and seems like it's kind of perking up at these levels, but I wouldn't celebrate it too soon. But keep an eye on this, because this could still be something that develops. Now, lastly, looking at Bitcoin, there's not much to say here. I mean, it's just trading really sideways. Day to day, we're going from 16,800, 900, $100 move. Decent, don't get me wrong, but it's very arbitrary. right? You're looking for an entry, you're looking for an exit. So keep that in mind. This is Fred Razak. I want to wish you guys a great trading day. Thank you.